Medaria Rondo Arradondo, former chief of police for the city of Minneapolis. Thank you so much for your time and for being here. With your experience in law enforcement in this community, I know that you're having lots of conversations with people directly involved in the investigation. Anything more that you can share and shed light on what we're learning at this hour about this tragedy?
Yeah, Marni, thank you for having me. Well, right now, as Chief O'Hara had mentioned yesterday, there's 4 active search warrants in play, Marni. One certainly for the shooter's vehicle that was obviously at the scene, and then 3 of those search warrants that have been signed and his investigators are going over are for local residents that the shooter has had some association with. I think, Marni, it's going to be very critical in these next several hours and days for his investigators, whether that's looking at digital forensics, laptops, cell phones, computers, what the social media footprint and history was of the shooter. I think that's going to be very important. And even though the shooter is deceased, Marni, there's still a lot that can be learned from this investigation as it's ongoing. What were the method and means? Obviously we want to get to a motive if there is one to be had here. But also, just as importantly, Marni, was there any communication that the shooter had prior to this tragedy, communicating with other people, whether that's family, friends, coworkers, people online in those dark webs? And so that's what Chief O'Hara's investigation team is going to be doing in the coming hours and days. I was out near the site of the scene last night. I can tell you, even into the early morning hours, Marni, they're still in that church, in that school, collecting evidence.
And based on what you've heard, it is just horrific to think of the moments of the gunfire and what all of those inside the church were going through. What does that crime scene look like? What are some of the challenges in trying to collect evidence and conclude some of these answers that you talk about?
Yeah, Marni, I mean, obviously, as first responders respond to these scenes, it's one of those things, Marni, that especially the Minneapolis Police Department, but all law enforcement across the country, since Columbine, they train repetitively on responding to these active shooter events, to get to the scene fast, to neutralize the shooter, and to save lives. But obviously, when you get to these scenes, it's obviously a training that you hope you never have to put into practice. Yesterday, the Minneapolis Police Department and other state, local, county folks had to respond to, they're going to see tragedy. Chief O'Hara mentioned yesterday those 2 precious souls, 8 and 10-year-olds, literally died in the pews while praying. I mean, these are scenes, obviously, that are going to impact first responders. Also, it was a large scene. According to what occurred out there, many rounds were fired, multiple rounds. The shooter brought 3 different types of firearms out there, collecting that evidence. Also, witnesses. Investigators have to talk with everyone who was out there at the scene. And they're going to obviously look at any cameras that were part of the Annunciation School. And so it's going to be a very thorough and detailed investigation. It's going to take several days and weeks. But I know Chief O'Hara is committed to making sure that at the end of the day, they're able to do and present a thorough report as to what occurred.
The other thing that stands out to me, Chief, is as we learn more, is the sense of safety that is once again shaken in a community, in a school, in a church, but that we have to go on and live our lives, right? We can't live in fear. But what struck me in this particular instance is you had neighbors who were running to the scene. Law enforcement trains for that, as you said, but now you have people who have the mindset that I've got to do something. So kids shielded their friends inside of that church. I mean, it really speaks to the scary reality that people understand they have to do something. You can't always wait for law enforcement to show up.
Marni, you bring up a very good point. We never in this country want to normalize these types of events. And, Marni, I'm sure you agree with me, there should be sacred places in our country that should be off limits to violence, our homes, our schools, our places of worship. Sadly, these things still occur, and as you're right, many community members across this country realize by the moments and minutes that we're waiting for law enforcement to arrive, many of our communities are stepping up and doing what they can to also save lives.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.